This is the finale for season 1. Friends and family, welcome back to another episode of Working on It Pod. All right.
We did it. I blinked. 50 episodes, just like that. Watch it be like 49. It's 50 episodes.
I don't know. You keep saying 50. I really have no idea. We did it, though. This has been a fantastic experience. Just the beginning? I don't know.
Yeah, just the beginning.
You think we're going to keep doing this?
I see people on their podcast. They're like, wow, 4 years. I was like, oh, it's going to be us, dude.
Is it really?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know.
This will be your side hustle by then.
Right. I mean, it's
just like me.
It's been fantastic. Is it hot in here? I'm sweating. Are you sweating? I've just been moving around.
It's your emotions.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm hot and bothered.
It's panic.
Yeah. This.
Ew.
What?
I don't know. Hot and bothered.
Oh. God damn it.
We're doing great. Mommy got us balloons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
there's balloons behind us. Mom got us. I think we started the day like, oh, we should have celebrated or something, and Mom was like,
panic. Postmated
and then
chocolate covered strawberries.
In like 30 minutes, boom, balloons.
My favorite.
Yeah, and I walked in here. I go in the room first to like set everything up. And Mom followed me, and she's like, "You're supposed to walk in here with Meghan." I was like, "Well, that's never how this goes."
Yeah, I just walked in. I was like, "Mom," and she ran back and was like,
"We had the best
supportive mom ever
and parents in the world."
Yes,
truly. Number one fans of the podcast, of course. But this has been great. This is not really what I thought it was going to be.
Really?
Well, when we first did our first episode during quarantine, I had like a cooler of beer. We just said like a bunch of bullshit. And it was just like us shooting the shit. And then we were like, all right, we're doing this podcast. And I was like, oh, I'm sober now.
Turned into Ryan's therapy.
I was like, I don't want to do this at all. And it actually was the best thing for me, I guess. Yeah. This has been great.
Me too.
And you too.
Yeah, I've learned so much. And every time I'm interviewed about my podcast, which is a lot. It's crazy. I'm doing a lot of promo for my song, and they're like, your podcast with your brother. And I'm like, mm-hmm. They're like, what's the best part of it? I was like, the breakthroughs that we have as a family.
A lot of breakthroughs. Pretty
incredible.
Just learning about ourselves and each other.
How to be better people.
Yeah.
I feel like a better person.
I definitely feel I have gotten better.
You're a better person. We're
great. Slowly but surely leveling up.
You were great, but now you're better.
Yes. I wasn't really great. I was okay. Now we're good.
And you have a date after all these episodes.
Huh?
You have a date coming up.
What do you mean?
Don't you have a date coming up?
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I actually don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then.
I really don't.
Oh, he's so famous now. He has to keep his personal life secret.
I literally have nothing.
You don't have
planned.
a hiking date of...
No, I don't. It's not planned. Nothing is planned. It's LA. You pretty much blow each other off for like multiple weeks at a time.
You just blow each other and then you...
I haven't even hit her up.
Actually, that's true.
And it's not even going to be a date. It's more of like, hey, let's hang out.
Don't worry. She's not watching this.
I mean, but it's just not. It's not that. Oh my God!
Oh my God! Daryl! Speaking of dates, Daddy Daryl. Oh, the baby's screaming.
I don't know if this camera's on though.
What?
It's not on because the guest isn't here.
Okay, well, come behind me. No, bring the whole thing, baby. Bring it. Come behind you. Make me proud.
You don't
come
have to
here.
bring the clubs. It's
yes,
a lot.
He does. The clubs are important.
Daryl has started golfing, and it's been the highlight of my life. Look at those
Daddy
specs.
Daryl, get in here.
It's too much going on. We just saw him. Yeah.
Who's gonna tell you I made contact? That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, he hit the
all
ball.
we need is contact.
Golf today, and that's all we had to do. Was make contact.
Make contact. Listen,
so
guys.
cute.
Daryl is only beginning. When we go out golfing, I'm going to slowly document his experience when the new clubs from True Spec get in. Right now, he's using my old clubs, but when this man gets those new clubs in, gets dialed in, Daddy Daryl is golfing.
Zeddy Zero. I took him.
I burned 917 calories.
917 calories.
17
Is that including our workout?
No.
Oh fuck, Zeddy Zero. Zeddy Zero's gonna
How
be
did you guys walk?
Yeah.
We got a car.
You got a car. Okay, I was gonna say it's hot as fuck out there.
Damn.
That just made my whole day. That's
love him
awesome.
so
I love
much.
it.
Okay, Ryan, thank you for the club.
Nice.
Yeah, of course.
What's it called when you derail off the subject? That was great. I
But
took
yeah,
him to Rogers and something yesterday.
Roger Dunn.
And he was like shy because he knows nothing about golf, and he wanted to buy like shoes and a shirt and golf whatever. And I was like, I had the baby stroller, and I was like, ugh, enough. And I went up to a guy. Hi, can you show us the best things in the store? Bingo. And he was like, what? I was like, I need shoes. I need gloves. Just show me the best. Mama treated my husband. It was
Yeah.
part of his 30.
I mean, I'm sure they love
birthday.
hearing that. They're just gonna upsell you.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
He was like, I don't know if these are the best, but they're the most expensive.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll take them.
It's awesome.
Nice to treat him.
You're just very supportive, and I love
I
that.
am. Like,
And
my
my
baby's
clubs
gonna
are
be a
phenomenal.
golfer.
You hooked me up with golf clubs from True Spec. I'm gonna go pro.
When I give someone a gift and they like use it, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like as soon as we drove away from there, Daryl was like, I'm golfing tomorrow. Like first thing, like,
Yeah.
you know, when Dad would give me stuff for Christmas, my gifts would be musical stuff.
Musical stuff.
And I
equipment.
would my thing was to like sing him or write a song and produce it out with that new equipment to show him like I
Yeah.
appreciate this. So if I give someone, I've seen many people, I give them a gift, they use it well, they do something good with their lives, and that makes me so happy. But I've also given gifts that I've seen people destroy or take advantage of,
Right.
and that's a shit to feeling.
So where's this going? You were just happy that I used it right away?
Yeah, and you be a good boy, and I'll give you gifts.
Okay. Great.
I don't know. I can't wait for our guest. Let's get the guest on. Hey everyone, we're back with an amazing guest today. We're so excited to have her. This is our season finale episode, so we need to go out with a bang, go out with some magic, and we got her. The legendary Patti Negri.
Got it.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
You said it perfectly.
Yeah.
I just know it was Patty the Witch.
Patty
Witch, that works
Patty the
too.
Good Witch.
Patty,
right?
Patty the Good Witch.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that.
I grew up watching Wizard of Oz. I have the big pink dress. I do. I'm trying to work on arriving in a big bubble like she does.
Yes. You got the
Working on
blonde
it.
hair. You
Working
look
on
great.
it. Thanks.
Oh my God. Working on it.
Working
yes.
on it.
We're so honored that you're here. Thank you for giving us your time and your wisdom. I have like 40 questions for you.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's just jump in.
Sure.
I'm so excited. Okay. Cause you're a good witch, but also a psychic, right?
Yes.
And you can talk to the dead.
I can. That makes a medium. A psychic
medium.
is somebody who kind of, which I am too. A psychic sees possible futures. I never say futures because I think free will trumps fate and
Yes,
destiny.
agree.
Because my witch takes over my psychic side. But I see paths and why you were married 17 times, stuff like that.
Wow.
And if you want to avoid it, that's a psychic. And a medium is who sees the other side. And I've been talking to like dead people since I could talk.
Okay,
yeah.
I know. I watched. I study you. So you found your gift at like 2 years old,
I think so. Yeah.
right? Like very young.
Yeah.
You just like always knew.
I just thought everybody could talk to the spirits, and literally almost cliche, like the funny little creature in the closet and under the bed that kids always have. It's like, they're not always imaginary.
Yeah.
Then at all, like real information. And it just gets taught out of most of us in our modern, Western, non-mystical world. It's like, oh, you're imaginary. No. But my mom was like, yeah, grandma did that. So it was okay. It's like, didn't get taught out of me.
That's cool. Okay, so your grandma was just like you?
Yeah, she didn't, I honestly think I get it from both sides. She didn't do anything with it, but it was just
Yeah.
never a surprise. She didn't she was a hairdresser, which I guess is sort of like a psychic, in a sense.
I mean,
Who doesn't talk to their hairdresser? But yeah, it just was never, it's evil or some religious thing against it. It was just, you talk to the other side.
do you think it's something that is hereditary by chance?
I do. I actually, looking back from my mom's side, which is kind of this Irish, English, and my dad's side, which is like Sephardic, Turkish, and all that out of Spain and Greece. It's like, I think the two mixed together was just an impossible, you got to see on both sides. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So the situation is like, I'm open to the idea of it all, but I'm also like, I don't know. But Meghan is just like Ryan.
Well, here's my
Ghosts are
thing.
real.
Here's my
Everything-
thing. I have an impending doom of death. I am petrified.
And I'm just not afraid of death.
Terrified of death. And I don't know what I believe in, but I want to know that it's not just like black forever when we die. Okay. I want to know that I could chill and hang around my kids forever.
You can.
See?
You can.
And I just want to see a ghost really bad so that I can go like, oh, poof, there it is. Like, that's my proof. It's real because I've never had that experience.
Okay. Well, next seance I do, one thing that makes me slightly different is since I was a kid, we call it the veil between our world and your world. Since I was a little kid, lift that up. So if you don't think you're a psychic or a medium, all of a sudden you can see, you can sense. So just, you guys are invited next seance I have anytime you want, or we'll have our own. You can have your own.
We're supposed to be going ghost hunting.
Do you know about this?
No, but let's go. Where?
Well,
It's with the overnight team.
Oh yeah.
Overnight,
Oh,
yeah.
with Elton and oh my
and
God.
pretty much you're the
Corey.
specialist that they use to keep the spirits
There.
and not
Not
travel
bring them
with
home
us
with
back.
us.
I can do that. Oh my God, you are gonna love these guys, and
Okay,
they have
great.
came
We're
so
excited.
far. I mean, Corey. I mean, they're all really gifted themselves, and they are so fun, and they just commit it like 120%. So this
We'll
is
link
good.
their YouTube below. But yeah, my
Yeah.
bucket list dream for my whole life is to go to like a haunted place or a haunted asylum with my brothers
Right.
and like film it and like finally be like, oh my God, I have the proof that I've always wanted. Like, we're going to be good. We're going to be chilling after we pass, you know?
I guess where my head's at is like, I don't want to believe that you get stuck here. I want to shoot up into space.
But and you can. I study religion, philosophy. My grandfather did too, but he was like very from the practically evangelical atheist. He didn't believe anything, but he studied everything. I believe everything and I study everything. But there's a through line to it. If you look at whether you're talking in Judeo-Christian terms or New Age terms or witchy terms or science terms or academic terms, there's these through lines. Nothing dies. So science proves that. And dead people are fine. And it's just, death is hard on those left living.
Right.
Then everybody says, oh, the ghost is stuck there. They're not stuck there. Some are stuck there. I mean, if you go to the Cecil Hotel, there's some ghosts stuck there. There's something else holding them down. But most hang out because they want to watch their kid. They want to watch their grandkids.
Me too.
And my closest thing to belief system is the ancient Sumerians kind of believed, going way back, that you kind of go to the heaven that you believe in. So if you believe in pearly gates, you're going to create the pearly gates. If you believe reincarnation, though I do think reincarnation is just a thing, it is a fact, you're going to go there. Or you could just hang out and watch your kids. And if there's no time and space on the other side, which I firmly believe and I've experienced that, then you could be here and there all at the same time. You could be, it's hard for our little human brains to go no
Right.
time and
know.
space because this little string there, but it's amazing. So you can shoot into space. You can shoot into space.
I like
don't.
God, I have so many
Shoot
questions.
into
I love
space.
you. Okay. Yeah, because this is like I want this so bad. This is what I like. I'm dying to like, I don't know, believe in fully 100%. I just like have never seen, I can't say like, oh, I've seen a ghost. And I have friends who are like, yeah, I've seen one, you know, and that's what I'm ready and open and willing to see on our trip. I hope you come with us. It's going to be so much fun.
Well, they're holding me on a date. I just didn't exactly know for what. You know how that is.
rough.
It's like, I never know where
so
I'm
busy.
going. Even all my ghost adventure stuff, or I just been working with Jack Asmar. The thing is, I don't get to know. I'm blindfolded.
Oh, right.
I'm thrown in the trunk of a car if I have to be, almost. It's just like, you walk in and you don't know where you're at. So,
I love that.
yeah. It's
Okay,
good.
great.
Because
And I
otherwise
was
you start
like,
overthinking.
I'm only going if she's coming with us because then she can make sure no ghosts.
No ghosts are going to
Yeah.
go home
Are
with you.
you making sure it's recording?
Yeah, I'm having a double
Like you're
check.
scaring me. Okay.
My OCD
Okay,
kicked
good.
in.
Okay, more questions. I love you.
Okay.
Thank you. So my son, he stands up in the middle of the night sometimes in his crib and he's looking at something.
Children see. Kids always see. Kids, it
something.
hasn't got taught out of them yet. Look at them, kids and animals, dogs and cats. If you notice your dog's doing the same thing and your kid's doing the same thing, there's somebody there. You know, maybe it is grandma. Maybe it's one of your spirit guides. Maybe it's a fairy. You have nice grounds here.
Yeah, we're in this new house and we don't know what's been left behind.
How did you feel like the energy walking in?
I wanted
Did you
to
feel
know,
okay?
how did you feel about
did you
the
get any
energy?
like, woo, why?
Yeah, no, it felt really good. It felt like construction as it does.
It felt loud.
It felt construction, but no, it feels good. And you guys make it your own. I'll show you how to clear it. I'll clear it for you. It's easy. You do have to make your house your own though, because everybody does what you do. You paint and you do the floors and you clean and but you forget about the energy. So the energy is just as important. So put what you want: love in this room. You want thinking in this room. What comes in the window? Fresh air, sunlight, inspiration, health. Who gets to come in the door? Only people invited in. What feeling do you want in the bedroom? What feeling? And you fill it up, just like paint.
Wow.
Love it. Okay, so my son is seeing something.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, he is.
I say, dude.
They do. And watch real close. You'll see little orbs go by and stuff like that.
I know, because our little camera only sees just his crib, and I'm like, I wish we could move it so we can see the room.
Can't you?
Sometimes I freak out. I'll hear stuff in there too, and I'm like, someone's in there with him, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've had moments of potential
Come on.
demons, right? But I always I thought it was just like my alcoholism. Like I had a lot of problems
did
with.
see ghosts.
Well, actually, that is one of the things I always say. This is our realm of existence. They really do have to play by our rules. When you see somebody all possessed, and they've allowed that to happen because they've given away their power. If you really just say, and you saw something, just go get out in the name of really whatever you believe in the name of God, in the name of your kid, in the name of your Louboutin shoes. And they do have to go. But the one thing that can let in darkness is addiction problems, mental imbalance and addiction problems. But you're clear now, you're clean now, so it's all fine. But
I sleep very well.
Yeah.
It's quite a delight. I
But,
enjoy sleep. There was a time though I was afraid to sleep.
Yeah, but demons get way too much credit. Honestly, even on television, 99% of what people think are demons are just cranky ass ghosts. It's like, you want to be a demon. You know, big in life,
Cranky
big in
ass.
death,
and
cranky
those are the
in
ones
life.
who are stuck here.
Well, they could be stuck here or just don't want to leave, or you could tell the difference in the stuck and not stuck.
A lot of it was at like Park La Brea. There's definitely a lot of cranky,
There's some
just
demons there.
Cranky.
But our
cranky
Nantucket
ghosts.
house too.
Yeah.
Remember there
Yeah.
was like a hand on the window?
There was that I don't know what that was, but I've it's probably like sleep apnea. So I blame it on like that or sleep paralysis. I used to have a lot of sleep paralysis where I'd wake up and can't move, see something. Like one time I saw like a shadow at the end of my bed, grabs my ankles, and I had felt like I got pulled off the bed, but I didn't.
And
I
weren't you
wake
choked
up.
one night?
That was in Park La Brea where like a shadow figure, I can't move, and it's just like choking me out, and then I wake up like gasping for air.
And you're
I
a
was like, whoa,
skeptic?
that
You're a
felt-
skeptic?
Yeah, because I'm just like, I'm a booze bag. My brain is broken.
No, your brain's not broken.
What was
That
it?
was a haunting?
No, it was. And sleep paralysis, number one, it is a medical condition. It could be this nerve, whatever.
Right.
Or it could be a ghost holding you down or a spirit holding you down.
Park La Brea.
Park La Brea, Park La Brea, yes, because there's tar underneath there. That's right by the La Brea tar pits, My grandfather had a house right there. That tar, I think, does something just like if you go to mining towns like Virginia City or Nevada City or Vulture City, everything with a city name, a lot of spirits there because of the stuff underground. They have gold and they have silver and they have copper. And at La Brea tar pits, there's all these old dinosaur bones and there's tar. Actually, tar used to come up in my grandfather's basement every year. It was crazy. Just like right by Park La Brea. So there probably is all sorts of stuff right by Park La Brea.
Okay.
Just probably not demons, just cranky ass ghosts.
Cranky ghosts. Super cranky.
My mom has a question for you.
Okay.
The movie The Exorcist is haunted her ever since. Like scares the crap out of her. She can't see. If we like joke about it, she gets mad.
Yeah.
The likelihood of that happening to her or anyone she loves
Is very unlikely.
very unlikely, right?
Very unlikely. Yeah. No, that again, remember, movies are movies.
Well, do you?
Movies are
That
movies.
was another question. Do you watch scary movies? Like, have you seen Hereditary? It's amazing. But do you watch that stuff and you laugh, or you're like, well, some of that's real?
No, I love them. I grew up even weird. Again, I've talked to Dad since I was a kid. I did seances since I was 7, but there was the scary ones and the not scary ones. But I just grew up watching, I didn't watch like the family dramas. I was watching like all the spooky shows because I loved them. And I watch them. And even now I'll work with some because remember, TV is TV or movies are movies, but I've had somebody burst into flames in front of me without being fire behind them.
Do they survive?
Yeah, he wrote a movie about it. It was crazy though. He was a skeptic.
So those are bad.
I I don't want to burst into flames. I take it back.
Take it back. Believe, bitch.
I mean, we're gonna see when we go on this trip.
Yeah.
Because I'm still like,
oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm holding the date. This is so great. You guys are going to be there. Yeah, we're going.
Not scared. I'm open. I'm ready.
Yeah. I'm open for whatever. Any kind of experience.
I will bring everything. I bring this whole thing, protection oils. This little sigil, I have to tell you, it's called the Helm of Ah. It's Norwegian, it's Nordic, it's a rune. Most protective sigil. It's like kind of sacred geometry. It's an 8-sided cross. Energy goes in and blasts out. I don't go onto the real scary hunts without wearing one or stick. You could draw it on a thing and put it in your pocket.
Cool.
I literally have one like under my welcome mat at my house. It keeps out burglars and bad ghosts.
Wow.
It's just literally sacred geometry. So nothing's coming home with you, even if you wanted to.
No, would never. Good.
Yeah.
God, you're awesome.
Oh, you know, right? What else did I write down? What's the well, probably that one. I was like, what's the scariest thing you've witnessed in your life?
I think the scariest thing was we were at a house. It's literally my neighbor's house in my neighborhood, little old 1920s, the first little movie enclave. And it was a house built by Charlie Chaplin for one of his many girlfriends, for Mary Astor. And it was a party house. Again, crazy party house, which can bring in some stuff. And then it was a party house for years and years. And then the Rolling Stones managers bought it. So the Stones stayed there, Mamas and Papas, Grant Parsons. And then they moved out. Everybody just stayed. And then the person who invented the real life sex doll moved in. And then it was too scary for him. And then he moved out. And then Marilyn Manson moved in. And he was my neighbor for 7 years. And then it got a little scary for him. But this house attracts creative, eclectic, sometimes dark, sometimes bright people. It looks like a haunted house. It's got the stained glass and this roundy staircase, but there's some energy there that's built and built and built. And I was at a table, kind of like this table, with a lot of people around it. And I'm like, it's okay to be a skeptic. Just try to be open. But no matter what, you have to be respectful. Because whether you believe it or not, it's real. And nobody wants to be disrespected.
Yeah.
Not ghosts, not humans.
Period.
And this one kid, maybe because we were filming and he was just not used to it, he was just kind of being a smart aleck. So at first I'm like, don't do this.
I feel like the smart aleck, though, is low-key very afraid. Of everything
100%.
Yep.
100%.
And they feed off of that.
So yeah, and of course, so he was saying so, and we were getting some heavy-duty stuff, and we were using a Ouija board, which I've safely used since I was 7 or 8, and then I could tell the spirit was getting angry, and then all of a sudden, the French doors flew open. Everybody's screaming. The producer side of me is like, wow, that's pretty good. I would never cheat. No special effects. And then that happened again. And then there was
You're good.
go.
Yeah.
And then there was a speaker on the floor. You know, old school. How big can your speakers be?
Yeah.
On the floor, and it started coming on this white noise. So it sounded like a ghost meter. And we looked later; it wasn't even plugged in. But this is getting, and the pressure in the room is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then we're getting this information, and we're all around this table. And the kid said something really asinine. And then the cameraman facing him, was facing right at him, just burst into flames. Hit like a V up his back, like angel in the fire. He was not standing in front of a fireplace or a candle. Everybody starts screaming. Everybody's screaming.
The skeptic kid didn't get lit on fire?
Not the skeptic kid. But there's a whole story to it. So anyway, 2 cameras actually caught it on camera. One camera started filming the ceiling or the floor. You test the metal of a cameraman by a small room bursting into flames. And his camera, he's facing the wrong way, wondering why everyone is screaming at him and pointing at him and like, drop and roll. You know, cool witch medium Patty becomes a medic, which I am. Yeah. I'm a medic. I'm EMT. I'm like, drop and roll. And I'm calling in all my awards to shut it down. I'm calling my protectors to shut it down. We're okay. But the cameraman, super skeptic, he was intrigued. It's like, oh my God, spontaneous combustion, spinal tap. And he like, I'm okay. The shirt burnt off him like poof. And it should not have, because it was like a cotton. It shouldn't have burnt off like a nylon or a polyester. It's like, no, this is not good. This should not happen on my watch. People don't burst. No. And I'm watching the blistering on his back. And he's like, no, I'm okay. So I talked to the ghost. It wasn't a demon. It's just a cranky, very theatrical spirit. And I'm like, just don't
Sassy
do that.
bitch.
We're not even going to get you. Yeah. And the kid was really well behaved. He was going to be
After
the choir
that?
boy in the corner. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. But I'm watching the blistering. I have to go to the doctor. This is not okay. But 3 weeks later, the cameraman, he was so intrigued. He goes, Patty, look at my back. And I looked at the small of his back, and it literally looked like he had got a tattoo of a dragon.
Whoa.
Open mouth, sharp teeth, winged heads into the shape of a serpent.
How is this not a demon?
That is the exact energy I called in to shut down the seance. I work dragon magic. It's crossroads magic. Dragons are beautiful.
Duh.
Duh.
Oh, it's beautiful dragon magic.
Dragon.
Beautiful
Chase the dragon.
magic.
Never
Yeah.
chase the dragon, but chase the dragon.
No, because
She shut it down with a dragon.
With a dragon. And I'm like, I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh my God, you have a tramp stamp of a dragon on your back. That is about the coolest thing. He thought so too.
Oh,
so
I'd be hyped.
He actually wrote like a horror film, a funny horror film, which is my favorite.
Is it out?
Because life is funny. No, they haven't done it. He kept getting other projects, but he wrote it with Stephen Norrington, the guy who wrote League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and the Blade series.
Yeah.
So it's good. But I sat, and it's about this, you know, TV medium who does every show. And then
I'll play you.
And then you should pay me. You should play me.
You should pay me.
Play me.
I'll pay you too.
No, don't pay me. Play me. Yes, I would like that.
will,
Somebody
queen.
beautiful. Yes, play
Okay.
me. Yes. But I sat down with him for 5 hours at my table. I'm going, Laurent, you can't say that. But Patti, you said that. I go, I know I said that. That does something. That opens a pair. You don't want to be one of those cursed horror films, do you? A spirit, a ghost, an energy doesn't know the difference of an actor reading a line and somebody really doing ritual.
So they're actually at risk
that's
doing
what
all these
happens.
moves.
Only if they don't have an expert on.
You know what?
Interesting.
I will say Joey King, I saw like a behind the scenes. She did The Conjuring, I think. I don't want to misspeak, but she was like, oh, I got attacked while doing that movie. Like, they got haunted. You can get haunted while filming a scary movie.
You can. You just have to have somebody who goes through it and like, okay, if booby dooby means something bad, say BBDB, and it doesn't. It's just as scary to anybody watching it.
Right.
And you're not opening a portal to hell. You know, it's. So
Simple.
if it does
Really-
get
so they
done,
really
if it
don't
does
play
get
with
done,
That's why we cannot go anywhere without her, bro.
Ah,
We're not
ever.
going.
I need to circle back on this dragon magic, though.
Oh, okay, think about it.
Dragon
Okay,
magic.
dragons. Dragons have been around forever, right? Every culture, the Chinese dragon, Asian
Why are
dragon,
people
medieval
obsessed with
dragon.
dragons?
Because we need them right now. You know why? Because they're elemental. Okay, think about it. Angels, everybody likes angels, right? Angels are dextral. They're highest of vibration. Angels can do two things. They can enlighten and they can protect. Two good things. Nothing better, enlightenment and protection. But they're just dextral. All they can do is what's good and holy. They don't have a sinstral side. The word sin comes from sinstral, but not in the Judeo-Christian meaning something bad. It just means shift. But dragons can fly between heaven and earth, and they live at the crossroads. And crossroads, anybody who does magic, witchcraft, hoodoo, voodoo knows the magic is at the crossroads because it's shift and change. I can go a different direction. I can go here. And in this world right now, as we move into this kind of age of Aquarius, oversimplificated, we need our focus. It's not our parents, your grandparents' world of black and white and right and wrong.
Yep.
There's no solid ground. It's not. It's like this. So what better than dragons who can fly between? Plus, they're an elemental. So we need, angels are great and keeping our eyes up there. We need, for our planet's sake, people, that's why fairies are so popular again. Fairies are coming out.
They're all over
Gnomes,
TikTok.
Gnomes are, Chris Fleming, he's a friend of mine. He's a TV medium, beautiful guy. Worked with him for years. And he's more of a new ager than like a witchy person. He's like, Patti, I saw a gnome. I go, yeah. He's like, they're real. I go, yeah, they are. Tree spirits and everything. We need our focus back on our planet.
So you believe in fairies?
I believe in fairies. And it doesn't have to be that it's a little Tinkerbell flying thing. It's an energy. It's an energy. I do believe they can be little Tinkerbell flying things, as in dragons, but I've seen them my whole life. And you probably have too. They live at the edge. Fairies live at the edge of day, edge of night. So sun up, sun down, edge of the path, edge of the garden. They sparkle. You see them in your peripheral vision, just like ghosts. Everything on the other side of the
I feel
realm.
like we would always try to see them, like, because we grew up in Nantucket and there are woods and there were nice like bike
my God,
paths,
yes.
and I would always be like, what's going on in these woods?
Yeah.
I'd be
A
like
lot.
really wishful for, I want to see something like kind of in that realm, but
I can say like I've never seen a ghost, but I have seen shit in my peripherals
It's the peripherals where
that
you're
are super clear. Like I'm like, Daryl, someone just walked in my closet, and
thought
he's
you
like, when I was younger. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
Okay,
Did you see
I used
feet
to,
or something?
I had this thing. I don't know what it was, but like, we had like like when you first walk in your house, we call it a breezeway. There was like a laundry room,
Yeah.
and where you can put your muddy shoes off. And we had stairs going up the garage into a little apartment. And I was in the kitchen and I looked through and I saw a tall man walking but it was all shadow. And it was like a family party. Like everything was going on. And I looked over there and I knew everyone was inside here. And I was like, Mom, somebody's over there. And like nobody was over there. And I was like, I feel like it's Dad's dad, who's been dead forever. So we've never met. We never knew him. Tall, skinny dude. But I remember hearing that's what he looked like. And I was like, I think it was your dad at the party.
It was a family party. Of course, they come. Yeah,
duh, it's a family party, bro. I was like, I want to be here. He's at the party.
He's having a family get together.
He's been here all along.
He probably does. Yeah.
Oh my God. See, I want to go to the family parties later.
Yeah, and you can. And what is good about communicating with them, whether you're one-on-one mediumship or a seance or a mediumship gallery where there's 1,200 people in the thing. It's good for us, the humans, because we get literally, where'd you hide the will? Or I'm sorry, I wasn't there when you died. I don't care that you weren't there, you died. No, I've got really practical stuff. Like this guy died really young, leaving a young wife and a young kid. And she sat there with his iPhone and didn't know the code. He gave me the code.
What?
That's practical. It's like, I remember a couple years ago, that was about the same time, like the FBI wanted something from Apple and Apple wouldn't get it. It's like, well, you should have just used a Ouija board.
Silly guys. Silly people.
So Ouija boards work, like legit.
They can.
They can if you use them correctly.
Yeah, they
we've
can
never
be.
messed with a Ouija
No,
board.
not really.
I don't think they should be sold at toy stores, and they should have a completely opposite set of directions. This is not a toy. This is not a game. This is a
sell
portal.
legit ones.
Yeah,
legit.
Well, there are some more legit ones now. And again, but if somebody's like they're afraid of a Ouija board, but they'll use a pendulum or they'll use dowsing rods, or they'll use a ghost meter or a ghost app. That's no different than a Ouija board.
Do you believe in those things that are like a radio and you like talk to the dead and they go, Bob?
Yeah. I have one a friend invented, and it's got a big crystal on the top, like a selenium crystal, and it's got those little words in it. It's with Elton, with the TFIL guys. We were at the Biltmore, and we were sitting around doing it, and literally my little thing goes, answer the phone. The phone rings. We all jump. Ah! It did it like 3 times. It's all I did. It's like, answer the phone. Okay, hi. What's your name? Bob. Okay.
Bob.
Sick. God, I could have.
Did you bring any of those tools with you today?
I did not.
It's fine. It's fine.
I have a Ouija board in my car. I always have an emergency Ouija board in my car. Isn't that funny?
Do we fuck around?
It's too light out. I'm not. It needs to be.
Does it matter on what time of day?
How can I be? Because I want to see one so bad, but I'm also so afraid. But how can I be less afraid and be more open?
Knowing that they can't hurt you is one. Knowledge is power, as they always say about everything.
Right.
If they know you can't hurt you. We set up sacred space, whatever that was, and work within somebody's own belief system. If you want to set up angels, set up dragon, set up Jesus, set up whatever you want. And then you're just really specific, whether it's a Ouija board or whether you're doing a seance and raising, just only good and light spirits are allowed here. My guides, my relatives, my ancestry is allowed here. Or maybe if you're at a haunted house, whoever's here in this haunted house, nothing demonic, nothing is, and it just works. People just don't get it. We have the power. We have the power.
I know I have the power.
You have the power. So
I just got to know how to turn it on.
Yeah. And because fear is not good. If something ever does show up, if it is something negative, they want you to get afraid because they feed off it, or they want you to get angry.
Real?
Yeah.
How do you not get scared? It's like telling someone who's worrying, like, don't worry.
Don't worry. Well, just fake it. Just be like mom. That's be like a disciplinarian teacher or mom. Like, nope, mine. You have to leave now. I don't know who you are. If it feels okay, don't be afraid to talk to it. If you feel something, are you a relative? Are you my uncle? Are you male or female? Are you human? Are you an elemental? Are you something else?
Could you have a sexual experience with a ghost?
I haven't, but I'm considered an international expert in spectrophilia.
I saw that on your YouTube. Yeah. On your YouTube, she did a show about how you were like, when they say I love you, they mean forever.
Forever. Yeah. You have to be careful. That's why as a rule, when we get married, we say till death do us apart, or as long as we both shall love, or as long as we both shall live. Because otherwise you're setting up all this karmic stuff, not necessarily ghosty stuff, but you're setting up all this karmic stuff.
There's like many people who have had sex with
many. I'm working on this thing now I can't talk about, but it's sad.
Exciting.
I mean, because just like real sex, there's good and there's bad. There's consensual and not, and you don't like the bad and you don't like the non-consensual. But sadly, in our like modern Western society, ghosts are weird enough to talk about, and sex in our prudish Western,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, but sadly, all these people have it. And now they think, am I possessed? Am I of the demon? Am I just crazy? And no, you're not. It's been around forever. Every culture has written about it, whether it's the heavenly being comes down and mates, it's the hero story. It's always been around. Why? If you believe in ghosts, if you don't believe in ghosts, if you do believe in ghosts, and okay, grandma came and you held her hand as she passed, she came to you. Why all of a sudden with sex, which is such an integral part of the human experience, be off the table all of a sudden? Yeah. Oh, but we don't do that, you know?
Right.
It's like,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I also think about that when they're like, don't worry, they're always with you. I'm like, always with me? Like when I'm hooking up with my man, grandpa here.
Usually, unless they're perverts, no. You know,
Right?
they know to leave
dip
you
out.
alone. Yeah, they dip out.
Man.
You know
Think
what
about
I'm saying?
pervert ghosts just checking you.
But is it real also that I believe everything you say now? So is it real also when a loved one passes and you see them in a dream immediately after or very close after?
Yeah.
That's real.
That's right. And it
happens.
usually is right away. See, there's
Yeah.
a 40-day thing. I won't contact somebody for 40 days. That's a transition period, but they almost always come to us in those first few weeks or so. But I'm okay. My dad did it to me. And it's one of those, was that a dream or wasn't a dream? As soon as you don't know if it's a dream or
Yeah.
not, that means it was them. But
We both had that with Grandpa Pepe.
yeah.
Pepe, yeah.
Pepe.
Yeah, but it is. When somebody passes, I say do a dumb supper in 40 days. Dumb isn't silent, not isn't stupid.
Okay.
And it's the most magical thing. It's actually astrological. It's a planet from here to there, but it's also biblical. Lent is 40 days. Moses was lost for 40 days. Jesus 40 days. Noah 40 days. It's from here to there. So when somebody passes until they're to the other side, you don't contact them, but they can contact you. But then at 40 days, have a dinner for them. It's done everywhere but here, not in the US. It's done in a lot of
Wow.
cultures, even Christian cultures. It's you have whatever you want, fancy, but you have to do it backwards. You start with dessert. It's really fun. And then you have your main course, and then you end in your super salad course, because the other side is reversed. It's reversed image, like mirror image.
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
go, oh, this is my dinner.
Oh,
It's
the
my-
upside down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that. So you do it backwards. You could set a place for them or a glass for them. You could talk about them, the good, the bad. Like, we miss you. This was fun when we did this. Just like they're there, because they will
like
be there.
this.
And then
Yeah, right?
yeah, and everybody goes silent for just a few minutes. Some people do the whole dinner silent. I think it's better just a few minutes, and they'll communicate with each person to your own comfort level and your own ability. And then you talk again. And at the end, the most important part is at the end of the dinner. So 40 days or 40 years, anytime after, you say goodbye to their fleshly body, because this is the one thing we can't keep. This little meat suit, because this gets cremated or buried or worms and we hold on. We don't, and that's for mourning. We want to let them go, because we have cords. We always talk about cut the cords, no strings attached. We have heart to heart cords. Oh, love and hate and everything for all the same people we have. When somebody passes, that has to be cut. It has to now be a third eye cord. So they're your spirit grandpa, not your deceased grandpa. You can have that relationship, and you'll be able to have a better relationship. It frees them to go off, and they're okay now. I can go be spirit grandpa, spirit dad, spirit.
Cool.
Yeah. It's
Yes, y'all
so
like the
magic.
Spirit Ryan, bro.
Spirit Ryan.
I swear I used my third eye the other day in a meditation.
Good.
I mean,
I feel like I've used
that
it a
makes
couple
sense.
times, right? Or I'm like, do I really know my room that well? You know what I'm saying? Because I was meditating on the bed, and I felt like I was using it, and I was floating, and I was looking around, and then I looked at the clock, and I was like, oh, it says 4:41, and then I opened my eyes a little bit, and it was 4:41, and I was like, oh my god.
See?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my god, I'm using my third eye.
No, you're an artist. Artists use.
creative as fuck.
You're creative as fuck. So that is your right brain. That is where you can see spirits. Our left
See, I have
logical
the
brain
gift.
is what keeps us from seeing spirits. You have to be willing to let that go just for a few minutes and dance over here like little kids do, like your son does.
Yes.
And that's how you open it up. You have to go, I'm going to put logic aside right now. Fairies go, I'm going to put logic aside. And then the sight opens up. Eventually you learn to dance between, so you can decipher and you can communicate and do all that stuff. But you have to shut down that logical left. If you go, wow, that's my tall uncle standing in the corner, and you go, oh, that doesn't make sense, you just shut it down. Just say yes. Just say yes. If you want to analyze it in
then
3
it'll happen
hours.
more?
Yeah, it'll happen more. Just say, I think that's uncle. And if in 3 hours you go, I know that was just indigestion, that's fine. But the more you just say yes, you'll develop to let that. It's just like going to the
Because I
gym.
think I'm psychic too.
I think you are.
because
Everyone keeps telling her that.
because I predict a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I also I had this crazy moment when I was a young songwriter out here back when there was taxi cabs
Yeah.
back in my day. And I was in a cab and I was just like staring outside, and I literally saw myself in the moment of winning a Grammy. And I never thought I would win a Grammy. But I saw exactly how it would feel and how it would look, and I
Was
got
it
all
similar to
excited.
that?
It was the same exact thing.
Isn't
And
that
I wasn't even signed at the time, and I had no idea that All About the Bass would be my song.
What do I need to manifest? I don't
Bitch,
know.
it just like popped up on a random cab going to a songwriting session.
And
I
you
was like,
can so you were probably seeing a future and then you manifest it and it felt good. And I just taught a manifest
good.
class last night. When you have to see it, you have to smell it, you have to taste it. And exactly what
standing
you
there.
did. And you could manifest anything.
And it was like blurry too because I was crying so hard.
Oh, isn't
When
that
I won, I was
sweet?
like, that's why too. When I won, I'm like did see this, you know? I was like,
That's how
holy shit!
and we manifest all
Guys,
the
am I
time.
in a cab right now? I
Yeah, I
don't
was
know.
like, am I dead? You know?
No, that's manifestation. It's like the secret. And everybody uses all these terms, but it really is that combination of mind, body, spirit. You will never surpass our own thought pattern. If you don't think you're going to get somewhere, you're not going to. If you know you can, you will. Mind, body. We have to get off the couch
gotta
and take
switch that
action.
up, yeah.
And the spirit is that's what people get confused by, but that's the battery that makes it happen. It could be done lots of ways. It could be done by faith. You'll pray, your religion. It could be done by new age affirmations and vision boards. It could be I do a spell working herbs and oils and chants and things. But you could look at everything you've ever really accomplished in your life. You've had the mind, body, spirit. You've believed you could do it. You were worthy of it. You got off the couch and then you had some magic or spirit behind it.
I mean, I guess since high school, I've been telling my friends, I go, guys, Megan's going to be a pop star and my life's going to be
See?
dope. So
Like everyone
maybe
manifested for
See?
me. I feel like everybody's
They-
superpowers pushed on me,
See? It's energy is energy is energy.
and I'm just
Yeah.
Pull and
beaming
you
it
push.
towards you. And now you're a famous podcaster,
Yes. We're seeing it right
changing
here.
the world.
Changing the world. Yeah, what do you want to do? Go big.
That's
Go
the
big.
question. What do you want to do?
That's the $100 million
Fine.
question.
what I want to do, I
Ghosts.
kind of want to take another acting class with Daryl.
You should.
I've been
Isn't
trying
he
to. He
handsome
didn't
boy.
want-
He should
Yes,
be an
you look like an
actor.
actor. You're the actor a lot. Yeah.
You've
Sell
been in
the
movies,
jaw.
right?
Yeah.
You done acting.
Yeah, I have. I started out acting. This was
Yeah.
secret for a while. I kept this because
Oh,
I ran
interesting.
a production company. It was very corporate. It's like these people just cannot know that, I talk to dead people and I dance around bonfires in a cape. I just can't. So I
can't
kept it really separate until the big corporate crash of 2008. And reality TV was going like this. And somebody wanted me to do a seance and a show. I'm like, no, I can't. That's my private. Please, please. No, I can't. And I'm looking at my empty calendar going, what's the name of the show? And they're like, it's called Mobile Home Disaster on Country Music Television. I'm like, well, no one will watch that. Or who knows? Everybody
Yeah,
watched that. Who
yeah,
knew
yeah.
what reality would even
Right.
become? So
Yeah.
I'm out of the closet. I was out of the broom closet, the psychic closet,
The
the
broom
medium
closet.
closet, out of the broom closet. Yeah. I mean, and that part was a little kid too. I was in my little suburban Long Beach backyard picking plants and stuffing in my mom's wallet, know which ones would bring her more money and which one would, make her sing better. It's in the blood.
Your mom was a singer?
Yeah, she was a dancer too. She gave it up for family like you did in the day. So she would have been a singer, dancer, actor, but she gave it up for family. But then by the time I got to high school and she was in her 40s, she stuck it up again dancing. And so they started this group called the Dancing Grandmas, the original way back. Little tiny like Vegas costumes, big headpieces, fast taps,
wow.
big kick lines.
Smart.
4 shows a year for 40 years. And she didn't
Jesus.
start aging until she stopped dancing. And only because the girls were like, dropping off around her. Yeah. Keep dancing.
Damn. Keep
dancing.
dancing.
Keep dancing.
Don't you feel better when you're dancing?
I do.
Always.
Smart. Okay, so what do you think? You think when you die that wherever you believe in, you go to?
I think, again, it's really hard to figure out the no time and space. I know exactly who I was in my last life. I've gone to a couple
past
of my
lives.
lives. Yeah.
I think that I had a shitty past life, and that's why I'm being rewarded now.
I don't know that you had a shitty past
I
life,
think I was
but I think
murdered at a young age.
that's what I was just going to say. Your fear of death. No, I was going to say your fear of death is because you had a bad death experience.
I did, dude.
So what you should do is go back, do a past life regression.
How
We could
do you know someone who does it?
me?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, nice to meet you. Will you do mine someday?
Yes, anytime. It's
I want to
easy.
be hypnotized, and I want to be like, this is what happened to me because it's what happened.
And as soon as you do, then that fear goes away. Like my whole life, I I think I'm kind of rational for a weird person that I am, but my whole life I was afraid of railroad tracks and armored cars. And half the railroad tracks in Los Angeles, there hasn't been a train on in 50 years, like down Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood. It's like, I'm so scared. And I did, way back in college, I did a past life regression. And I went back to I was a male and kind of a lonely life. And I died kind of robbing a train track, like a Wells Fargo on a train. And so there's my kind of thing with horses and trains and armored cars that when they pull up to the bank, and it all went away. And as soon as I saw that story, it's like, oh, okay, that was then and this is now. And I'm not going to rob any, Wells Fargo thing. So it's okay. Every once in a while, we're like, ooh, shiver. Oh, wait, no, that's old. We let go of those cords too.
Yeah.
But does your fear of death keep you safe? I feel like you don't do a lot of, like me and Daryl went skydiving. You're like, nah. Isn't that for the best?
Yeah, no.
Or is it too much for you?
But my therapist is like, I stopped driving cars because I was like, well, I'm gonna go and we're all gonna die. So
But you're in control.
You're in control.
Not when we're going 65 miles an hour on a highway. I'm like, oh my God. Like every moment I'm like, fuck, it's up to me, And growing up, I would love driving. I couldn't wait to get my license. And nowadays I'm like, you drive, Daryl, I'll sit in the back, But my therapist is like, my therapist is like, if you let that fear grow, then it's not good for you, and you have to do shit that scares you. And I'm like, okay,
right. Just let it go. Get a little floating candle. Those candles that float. You can get them anywhere. They put them. You could put them in little ponds. Sometimes they look like roses or hearts, but you could just like disc shaped ones at Pier 1 or anywhere. Carve whatever your fears are, or if there's people you want holding on to energies that you want to let go of, carve their name. It doesn't do anything. I don't do any manipulative magic. It doesn't do anything to your fear of driving or to the person. Carve their name with a toothpick or an ice pick. Get your prettiest bowl out, fill it up with water, float it. Clear water. Water is emotion. It's almost 60% of our body. It's tears. It's the water element. And then you float and you let go of those cords, and you could let go of that fear. You could let go of those people that you're still angry with or sad about or whatever. I do a lot of floating candles.
I need to do that. I need to do the past life thing. I think your past life, you had some terrible love relationship, and that's why you're so afraid to start
She's
again.
Very focused on me finding a wife and having
I'm just
children.
so happy and in love, and I wish that for my brothers.
I'm taking my time. I'm 29.
And I want some cousins for my son.
All is well.
There's no rush.
I see a beautiful relationship in your future.
Really? Do you feel 4
heart.
children for me? Because I want the most kids. I want a lot.
Yeah. And remember, don't let any psychic or anybody tell you what it is. You decide what it is.
Yeah.
You don't give up your power to anybody.
Yeah, because we went to someone and she was like, you're going to drink for the rest of your life. It's not going to be a big deal.
Bad psychic.
And I was like, okay. So I really drank. I was like, well, it's my thing. I like to have a good time. And then too much of that good time caught up to me, and now I don't.
I think psychics are like therapists sometimes, where if you get one bad one, then you're like, well, I hate those.
Yeah,
people.
no, and to me, I they should be trained. You have to have the gift, or you don't, but you also have to know people come to you when they're vulnerable, and unless you're some A1 God, whatever that is, you can't say this is going to happen because we have free will. I can't say, Ryan, you're going to get hit by a bus on Tuesday because I just see it so clearly, and I could see that you could. I'd say, stay home on Tuesday. Be careful. Look before you turn left, and you don't get hit by a bus. We have free will. Bird's going to poop on your head. Don't go out that door. Put up an umbrella. That's what a good psychic or medium does.
Yeah.
I was told when I was a little kid I'd been married 3 times. I am on my 3rd husband. So but had she been a really good psychic or somebody who knew what they were doing, she could have said, there's a good chance you could be married 3 times, but you could avoid those first 2 if you don't marry your daddy. If they see this is why you have these patterns, this is why you have these blocks, and then you can avoid them or not. Not that anything's good or bad, but nobody should tell you this is going to happen because they just took away your power. Yeah. Because we as people always buy into what people tell us, and especially the negative. If somebody tells you 5 things, 4 of them are good, 1 is bad, what are you going to remember the bad things?
Period.
Right.
It's
just ridiculous.
like comments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. 900 people love you, and one person goes, your hair looks bad.
Yeah, change my hair.
So we can reassure Meghan that I am in no rush, and everyth's going to be just fine.
Everything's going to be
I'm gonna have a
just
sister.
fine.
Stop
Yes.
fucking nagging.
I just always wanted a sister.
Unexpectedly.
Right.
Can't wait.
It just happened.
Unexpectedly.
Out of nowhere, the love.
You should have. Oh, you should have one of my best friends is Patti Stanger, the millionaire matchmaker. You should have her on.
Oh, okay.
She would love it. She would love you guys. I know she loves you. So it
Sounds great.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Matchmaker, match me a match.
So then you'll just right here and now. There you go.
Oh, I love that. Okay, y'all. So, okay, what else? Oh, do you believe in aliens?
I do. I think some of the little people I played with when I was a kid were. I've never got into that world because, I mean, my world is weird enough. The tinfoil people, not that that's what they are anymore. But one of my teachers, one of my mentors, a guy named Maximilian de Lafayette, I'm not even sure he's with us. He's the expert on this. He's written like 100 books. How? I don't know. But a lot of that old Anunnaki, those ancient ones, those ones, the building, the Sumerian stuff, he gave me a book to speak. He speaks 21 languages, most of them ancient, like forgotten ones like Sumerian, which I guess is the same as what Anunnaki aliens talk. He gave me these very grid-like things, these geometric things, and these words to say. I was with somebody who was an actress, a known actress. We were sitting in my backyard and I'm doing these little chants and then this thing showed up. It's like, you're not a ghost. You're not an elemental. It's like, you're an alien. Okay. So yeah, they're out there. Again, it's just my own little head can only hold so much. But then I was with another
You
girl.
know so much.
This is what I do.
It's crazy.
But there was like 6 of us around the table and we were American Federation of Certified Psychics. So really, really gifted people, really trained people, really ethical people. And we took his words again around my dining room table, just like this. All of us. And so we were doing these different chants and tones, a lot with sound tones and harmonizing tones, which I think it all has to do with, and numbers. All of a sudden, we were doing these weird little body movements and these, and then one started doing like when they see people channel aliens, was like, and then they come in the grids. And they were very nice aliens that came in. And then this thing laid this big old arm right across my dining room table. I was like, wow, we should be filming this. Were
you terrified or were you just excited?
I just get intrigued. I love to be scared in a good way, but
me
not
too.
that.
My brain likes that.
Yeah, me too. It's like,
I also feel like I'm supposed to discover, what am I supposed to do? I feel like I'm going to be a detective for a crime someday.
Ooh, that would be good.
Hopefully nothing with someone I love,
No,
but like
just for fun.
I listen to Dateline to fall asleep every night, you know?
So what? Now you're a forensic scientist?
I am a detective!
Okay.
Well,
I just feel like I'm going to do something.
You develop your psychic side because you are an artist, and then you could do like cold cases and missing people. I've never I haven't had time to work with police and work with detectives, but I have a lot of friends who have. I did one cold case once, and that was kind of interesting because I was seeing this stuff. I was like remote channeling, and I was like, okay, east of town, there's water and all this stuff. And they're like, there's no water east of town. 100 years ago when this was, there was water east of town. They had dammed it up. So that was like really interesting.
Yeah, I saw, well, I don't know where I heard that case, but there was a male psychic that they asked him, like, there's a girl missing. Where is she? In the middle of the night. And he was like, ugh, guys are so annoying. She's right here, and gave crazy coordinates. And they're like, there's no way she's made it that far. And he's like, I'm telling you, she's right there. And like, they went and found her, and it was bonkers. And they're like, what?
Okay. All right.
Okay. Do you have questions?
Yeah,
I need a list.
No, I got it.
You're not scared to die?
No. I think it's
silly.
No,
it's just the unknown. You like the unknown.
The end of the meat suit, like she.
Yeah,
like
the meat suit. No more meat suit.
Yeah, no more meat suit. My question would be about like numbers. Like I'll see a lot of repeated numbers. 444, 222.
Me too.
What's your take on that?
It's
situation?
a language. Numbers are a universal language, getting stronger all the time. That is literally what is bringing science and spirituality together with quantum sciences and quantum physics. It's all boiling down to numbers. If you even go back, in the beginning was the word was numbers. If you go Kabbalistic, it's numbers. So all the 111s, the 22 people are doing now, the angel numbers.
222, I see that everywhere.
Those are, listen to it. It's confirmation from the universe or a message from the universe or whatever you believe in. And it's a nice way to dance between your logical and your intuitive brain. And it's getting stronger all the time because we're headed with science and spirit coming into numbers. So numbers are going to put everything together. Like my number has always been 13. I was born on the 13th, October 13th. And it's a weird number because there's no 13th floor. It's like, that's silly. And it's an unlucky number. And since I always, of course it's 13 after. I'm the 13th person in line. I'm in the room 13. All of a sudden, everything was 12. And I'm like, if everything is 12, if 13 is such a confirmation from the heavens, then 12 must be a message. And I thought for a minute, and I was going to get involved with this project that I hadn't looked into. And I'm like, oh, it's not 13. It was literally the universe screaming at me. It's not 13. It's only 12. Step back, step back. Almost the same way, had it been 14, it's like, I missed something. Go back and get it. So take it into like a dance between logical and intuitive, what you think. And again, all those angel numbers coming out now, the 222s, the 444s, the 111s are very much, pay attention.
Okay.
I see 222 all the time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Big 444 guy.
That's a big one. Those are good.
They're good?
Yeah. And they're very angelic numbers, they're very heavenly numbers, whatever you believe that is.
If I asked you, like, what do you believe in? Are you like, I believe in a God or a,
I believe
everything.
I believe in everything. I believe we are energy. I believe that I don't know that there's some big male or even female God up there. I think we are all part of it. We have this within us. I think there is something much smarter than us as a singular up there. But again, I'm going to enter that ancient Sumeria. We kind of create all this. We kind of create the world we do. We know we do that. Science, psychology says we create, each of us, the world we live in. What if that just goes bigger into the heavens and everything? There has to be some kind of divine plan. But I don't know. Maybe it's fun not knowing exactly.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I feel. I don't think
fun
there's
not
like
knowing
one
exactly.
male God sitting up there.
Yeah, no,
There's just
I think
too much bad stuff.
So
happening
it's just
that
look
I'm
at it
like,
as a
he's
nice
not-
surprise.
Like
you
some
know?
people I know are like, this cup was made from God, and these, and I'm like, no, like I think I don't.
But
think
that's just their reality. Though.
that's
So
their reality.
and that's okay. And maybe they need,
Yeah.
some people need, and who's to say, it's like to drive from my house to your house. Who's to say there's one right way to do it?
Right.
You could walk, you could
Period.
drive, you could take a bicycle, you could get a helicopter. There's lots of things you can do.
Wow.
Who's it? I just don't like religions that say we're the only ones and you're going to hell. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
I don't
that's
like when
a
they
little
use
rude.
they
It's
put fear
aggressive.
into it.
Yeah.
Fear.
Yeah, anything fear-based or control-based.
Sucks.
Yeah.
And most religions that I know kind of started out really pure and beautiful, but
Yeah.
humans screwed it up.
Yeah.
I think that's what
Men,
scares
the
me so much
patriarchy,
about
all this.
that.
And Christianity used to have reincarnation in it. They took that out of the 15th or 16th century. All this stuff
really?
just to control.
Yeah.
So it's control-based or fear-based. Yeah, you do what we say now because later you won't have to. Yeah. Create your world now.
Oh my God, you are me and I am you.
Yes, we are the same. You could play me.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah.
I'll get
Can
bangs.
we look at your book?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
can I show
yes.
off your book? You
Yes.
got me a
Books for both of you.
So cute.
Yes. It's
So
what this
witchy
is.
looking.
Yeah, and it's easy because I have to carry it around. It's super easy life hacks, old world magic for the modern world, tips, tricks, and techniques to balance and power and create a life you love. Because I live in LA, everything's fast. When somebody goes like, I'm elemental, like I said, air and fire and water and earth, because that's the planet we're sitting on. We are this corporal 3-dimensional. And when somebody says, you need to meditate for an hour. It's like, I don't have an hour. I have 30 seconds to pull it together. So what if I take this psychological mind, body, spirit thing with my elemental stuff? Like earth is going to ground me. Water is going to flow for my emotions. And I just started doing all these little life hacks, 30 seconds to ground yourself, 30 seconds to do whatever you need, how to clear your house easy and quick. Just little
Love
simple
that.
life hacks. Yeah. Cause you don't have to be a witch. You don't have to be a psychic, but I do think we have to get more into elements. So, even for balance, we're crazy off balance right now with the COVID and people and humans
Yeah.
and the shift in this thing. So think about it. If you put your whole body into air, fire, water, earth is who you are. It's our persona. Oh, that's Ryan. Oh, that's Meghan. They're this, they're that, they're create. That's who we are. North. Our fire, that's our passion, our creativity, love, sex, God, what drives us. That's who we are and what drives us. But where we get off balance, and everything works off a compass and magic, is west and east, like an airplane going like this. West is water. It's our emotions. Almost 60% of our body is water. It has to flow. It can't be judged, stuffed down, ignored, whatever. And air is our thought pattern. It's our focus. It's our clarity. And nobody breathes good anymore. But if you put your whole body, air, fire, water, and earth, it's who you are, what drives you, your emotions and your thoughts. And where do we get messed up mostly? Our emotions and our thoughts. And what do we need more than anything to survive? Water and air. So if you have these elements, if you're not as happy as you could be, or not as productive as you could be, or even not as conscious, we got to get away from being phoned in, automatic pilot, asleep at the wheel. We did become zombies. It's like, nah, break it up. So if you're not as happy or productive, just go, I'm just off balance. What is it? Is it my emotions? Is it my emotions? Somebody flipped me off on the freeway, or I had a fight with my spouse or my sister. That's water. I need water. So if that mind, body, spirit thing, or in spell working, creation working, dispatch, I have to walk up to a sink, turn on the water, sit here, and with this water, I am going to release my angst or anger or fear. Run your hands, body, underwater. We know we have healing hands, how healers work with their hands. Underwater, water relaxes you and releases you. Think about every shower you've ever taken, right?
Wow, I take one every night to wash off the day.
Exactly. And so if you don't have time to take 80 showers a day, under your hands, underwater, under a drinking fountain, mind, body, spirit, or creation working dispatch, within 30 seconds, you will release that anger and it's really gone. You're not holding it in your jaw or holding it in your belly. And then if you need to solve it with whoever, you could go, okay, this is why I'm mad at you, not screaming, whatever. So that's water. And if it's air, if you get that chatty head that we all get now, or the foggy head, it's because nobody breathes. We're always in a hurry.
That's believe
breath.
that.
That's air. So remember to breathe. And if you don't have time to do a nice 5-minute breathing exercise, in 30 seconds, you could do it with sound. I do a lot of sound magic, like I was talking about the chimes and the chants. It's Heka work. It's Egyptian magic. Without giving every vowel, every consonant has an effect on it, form, function, but without giving you that. Vowels clear the head, period. Every vowel. That's why singers, you probably get clear when you sing, and every sacred word pretty much is a vowel. Amen, Om, Native American, hey, East Indian, opens up this whole crown of illumination. So if you're going, oh my gosh, I have to have this important meaning, I can't think straight, I'm all foggy or hormonal, whatever that is. 30 seconds of, okay, whether you're talking to your head or you're talking to the element of air itself, or you're talking with God or gods, with this 30 seconds of deep breathing, 30 seconds of vowels, I'm going to clear my head. I'm going to call in the air element. It could be E-I-E-I-O with your kid. Within 30 seconds, the chatter stops. The chatter stops, the fog lifts, and the clarity comes in. And if you need grounding, grab a tree, hug a tree. And if you can't hug a tree, touch anything wood, the hardwood floor, a cabinet, a chair, a rock, a crystal, a diamond.
You know who would love you so much and who will love you so much is my husband, Daryl.
Daryl.
Oh, yay.
He's all energy. He's all grounding.
He's going to enjoy
meditates 20 minutes twice a day.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, and he just said a demon left his body because he did this breathing exercise thing where this guy was like making him breathe and blah, blah,
He
blah.
showed me Wim Hof, and there's like
All
no other time where I
breathing.
feel extra good is after like a 10 to 20 minute breathing exercise, the Wim
Breathing,
Hof.
yes.
I'm like, holy shit.
It's
feels better than
amazing.
drugs. Feels better than like anything I've ever done ever.
It's life force. Your breath is your life force. It's your pneuma. That's why whenever you could say something out loud, say it out loud. Saying it in your head, if you're talking to spirits or God or whatever, it's okay. But when you say it out loud, the sound is that. Plus it's your air coming out, your life force. Plus the moisture in your breath is your free will. So you blow out birthday candles. That's actually why some cultures spit. Like, oh, what a pretty baby. You don't have to spit, but that's your free will. So speak whenever you can. Sing, open
Megan's
it up,
nightmare.
clears everything.
Also, when
Spitting.
Yeah, you don't have
I
to
hate
spit.
saliva. But when our baby Riley was really young and he would cry, Daryl would go in his
And that'll
face,
do it.
and he would stop immediately.
Yep.
Pretty wild.
It was
Sound.
It was magic.
It's magic. Sound is magic.
Sound is magic. You are magic. This was the greatest episode
Ever. I'm
We
just
have to
like,
have you back
Wait,
to do.
God,
Do you
don't
have
leave
more?
yet. No, I just like. Have you ever casted a spell and it worked, and you were like, "Wow, that's the best thing I ever did"?
That's my hobby. To prove that this works. That's exactly what I did. When I was told that by 50 I would be done because of health issues, I went, not buying into that. So at 50, I beat 100,000 people to do Wipeout, the world's biggest obstacle course, to prove that good, positive magic works. The scariest, hardest, most painful thing, most empowering I ever did. And then I'm going, oh my God, spell works. This really works. And positive. So they won't let me in the kitchen. My husband won't. I got kicked out of home ec in high school. I'm going to cook for Gordon Ramsay. Next thing I know, I beat another 100,000 people. I'm on Master Chef. And I go, spell work and positive magic. And then I'm going, okay, just anybody could do this because I should not be on Master Chef. I should not be on Wipeout. What show should I not be on? We are in Hollywood. I'm like, and I'm looking at these beautiful singers and dancers. America's Got Talent. Next thing I know, I am rolling on the floor, making a fool of myself with Howie Mandel at the Dolby Theater. Magic works.
That's awesome.
Magic works.
You were on America's Got Talent?
Yeah. Making
We
a
have to
fool
watch
of
all of
myself.
these, bro.
I've
We
got
have to
little
watch it.
tiny clips of stuff. It's like I do tend to make a fool of myself, but that's my thing.
Yeah, that's your thing, and that's like
And those spells, are they
the best
in here?
attitude to have.
Not, but the way to get to them is my philosophy
get
of life
them in
is
here.
yes. And I have a school. I have a real life Hogwarts. It's called universitymagicus.com. It's affordable. I don't want anybody to not be able to afford it. Probably can't afford to go to me. It averages like $10 a class. I teach mediumship development, psychic protection. I do spirit guides, how to talk to your familiars. It's all on Zoom. They're all over the world. My partners are this little 22-year-old Italian kid in the UK, the king of all the vampires, Father Sebastian, and myself. On staff, we have Catholic priests, hoodoo, voodoo, all positive magic, even the vampires, everything.
Are
all
vampires
beliefs-
real?
Vampires.
I'm Sabretooth Clan. I have fangs in my purse.
Sabretooth?
You drink blood?
No. Vampires, just like witches, like humans, could be bad or good. The ones I met, Sebastian, who's like my best friend, on Ghost Adventures. He was there. He was passed out on the floor. Got knocked out by Bela Lugosi's mirror. But I remember,
Silly boy.
yeah, silly boy. He's been doing these endless night bowls forever, for like 20 years. And he offered to fang me. I'm like, well, you're cute, but no, I don't. My idea of vampires isn't good. Whether it's psychic vampires or psych your energy, I'm like, no. So I started reading his books, and they're just like they're magical, positive thinking. They're just a little embrace life. They don't drink blood. It's drinking the energy of the concert, drinking that. And it's about elegance and beauty. And we do high tea. It's not what people think. There are those vampires, but not in my world. We'll be at the ball doing wonderful things, and we'll go downstairs and do a thing for the Ukraine. That's what it's just like what I always say is the difference, which he gets really mad. I go, in my witchy world, it's the same magic. It's positive magic, but my cloak is either made out of organic cotton or Stevie Nicks lace. And my vampire cloak is velvet with a red satin lining. That's the difference. It's a little more elegant.
You could be a vampire.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I am
Would you be a
trying to
vampire?
stay young forever with lots of water and vitamins and sunlight.
I want to live
I don't
forever.
know. Well, the
Yeah.
sunlight thing doesn't work with vampires.
It works for me. I hate the sun.
Yeah. It works for me, but I still see the sun, but I try hide. But yeah, it's again, think witches are misunderstood and vampires too. We're doing actually in November, we're doing a tour of Romania. It's Sebastian and myself and a Catholic priest exorcist. Everybody's welcome to go. It's in November.
How do we go? Go
it's-
there?
Yeah, it's a part of a tour.
like, are
We're
you
going
doing a
to
Zoom?
Bram's Chapel. No, it's real. We're going to take like up to 30 people.
I just forgot the questions.
Yeah, up to 30 people in Romania.
Oh, we got questions for you from fans.
Okay.
But I forgot everyone's listening to this too. So Old World Magic for the Modern World by Patti Negri. Old World Magic for the Modern World. Get this book. It's sick. I can't wait to read every single page with my husband. And the bookmarks are so cute.
Oh yeah, because I when I was a kid, you would get a magazine or a book and a million papers would fall out, and I like that. And nobody has paper
Yeah.
things, so now I stick papers.
It felt special,
I've
like
got
a
my
little treat.
school paper in there, my card. I've got
was
a
like,
little network too called
yeah.
Paraflix. I've got a All Paranormal Network streaming service.
So sick.
Yeah.
Okay, did anyone ask questions?
This is a cool one. Betty Vallejo.
Betty Vallejo. Sorry if we said your name wrong, Betty.
Hi, my brother and I love your podcast. Can't talk.
Jesus.
Hi, my brother and I love your podcast.
Thanks,
Have both of
Betty.
you thought about an episode on grieving or maybe signs from the universe? Anyways, my dad passed away in December, and ever since then, I've seen white butterflies and consecutive numbers. Apparently, it's signs from the universe and spiritual guides.
So sorry for your
Thoughts?
loss. And already Patty is
Yeah.
nodding and smiling.
Yeah, that's what they're really. And ask for specific signs. They're really good. Spirits seem to be really good at sending butterflies, sending hummingbirds, because again, that's fairy realm.
Hummingbird, Paris Hilton.
What?
She said her grandma.
Oh,
Yeah, it comes in hummingbird.
Hummingbird.
Yeah.
She made an NFT about it.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, they do. They could and ask for songs on the radio. Don't be listening to an opera station and ask for a
Ask for
country
rock,
song,
yeah.
but just say, okay, play Taylor Swift, play Meghan, play, and they will. They're really good with moving things. Ask them. get them to make a candle dance, stuff that spirit's able
I'll be
to
like,
do.
make my song a #1 hit.
There you go.
Well, that's selfish of you.
I'm manifesting.
It's manifesting.
Okay.
Bitch.
Uh,
We quickly went on my Instagram and we're like, you have questions for Patti.
Oh, this one's pretty wild. Sam Sly. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but is any of the magic in Harry Potter based on real witchcraft?
Great question.
I guess some of it actually is, very much so. I mean, not all, of course it isn't. Though I do have a Harry Potter wand.
Same girl. I went to
Yeah, we went
Universal
to
too.
Universal.
I have Universal, but I do a lot of house clearings because people need a lot of house clearing. So counterclockwise you clear, clockwise you add. Even if you're stirring your kids' oatmeal in the morning, to release things, go counterclockwise. Everything above the equator.
Which way is counter? Opposite.
Opposite of clockwise.
Right.
And
You know clockwork.
I mean, you know words.
but yeah, I bring them back. So we clear the house with, you're hitting pots and pans and you're burning like Palo Santo or something. I don't use a lot of sage, it's harsh, but I clearing to the counter. And then I give them a wand. Who gets to come in your front door? Because wands direct energy, whether it's a Harry Potter wand, knives cut through thing, like witches have your knife, your athame. Knives cut through energy. Wands direct energy. It's energy. Everything's energy. But
Okay.
so there is stuff. I mean, of course it's TV, but they've done really positive things for magic, and not even just witchcraft, just for bringing the magic back to life. 'Cause
Yeah, true.
The magic went
They did do a
away
good job
for
with
so
that.
long. Yeah.
I guess, yeah, magic has really been around in humanity
Because
for
some
thousands of years.
religions got scared of it and
Yeah.
put this whole dark shadow on it.
Yeah,
which is
and just
stupid.
took the mystery, the mysticism out. Even in school, I lived just over the hill in Hollywood. In our local school, nobody in the Kills sent their kids to school because it was horrible. It was the lowest 10% of schools because they had taken out all the art classes.
Yep.
And my vice president of the neighborhood association said, I want my kid to not go to private school. I want him to go to here. We brought art classes in. I work on the arts council. We brought art classes, photography, dance, little drama classes. We brought in some stuff. Their math scores went up, their reading, their arithmetic, because we brought in, you have to dance between your creative self and your logical self.
Yeah.
In this Western scene, we made everything about logic.
That's why I'm
And you have to
homeschooling
have
my
both.
kid.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yeah.
all jungle gym fun, arts and
I
crafts.
feel like I lost my magic.
See,
because of the school
you lost
system.
your
I gotta find it.
magic.
I gotta find my magic.
We're going to find it for you.
We're gonna find a fire, magic
what else?
Ryan. Backstory. Okay, so this is Jackie Duvall.
Is this good? Have you skimmed it?
Yeah, no, I did
Okay.
this. This is good.
Jackie.
Backstory. I am now 24 years old and moved out of my parents' house. I grew up in a big, immediate family. I have 4 sisters and I am a triplet. Whoa, cool.
Wow.
We look nothing
Sick.
alike anyways.
Cool.
Growing up, I shared a room with my youngest sister who is now 21. When we moved into the house, my parents still live in when I was 6 and my youngest sister was 3. She used to tell us a little girl lived upstairs in her room. She said she saw a little girl climb up her bunk bed ladder. Such a weird thing for a 3-year-old to say. She never mentioned the little girl for several years. About 4 years later,
You're almost there.
we heard a huge crash in the middle of the night. My dad ran into the room and asked what happened. We had a table in the room that completely collapsed on the floor. It wasn't an old table, and it was pretty sturdy. There was also nothing on the table. My sister claimed it was the little girl.
Yeah.
Little girl.
So a 3-year-old seeing a little girl.
3-year-olds do see. 3-year-olds see before it gets taught out of them. And the veil is thinning. The veil is getting thinner and thinner between the worlds. That's why more paranormal stuff. That's why paranormal television
Is
doesn't
that
go
because
away.
the Aquarius thing happening?
Yeah, I think so. The age of Aquarius. It's not a solid world. It's not a Capricorn world.
So
it's
that is because I don't really know what it means, but I hear all about it on TikTok. But the new world, the age of Aquarius.
yeah, the veil is just
veil is
thinner. It's
thinner.
just thinner and thinner as we move. We're moving
So
dimensions.
I'm gonna
on
see a mother effing ghost.
You are. You are.
Spirit.
That's.
You're like,
I'll
sorry,
help you
I'm
with
so
that. You got
excited,
nothing on
please.
that.
Be like, look right there.
You
See,
got nothing
that's what I
on
want.
That's an easy one.
Stay tuned for that,
I'm
folks.
so
it's going to be quite the
excited.
experience.
Okay, now let's let you live your life and not hold you here anymore. I'm so sorry.
No,
Thank you
this
for
is
your
great.
time. You're my favorite person. Thank you for the best finale episode we could have ever asked
Yeah.
for. Are you a believer yet?
I'm leaning
I'm a
towards
believer.
more. Yeah, there's, some stuff.
I saw what you did with our friend Zach Sang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Zach.
I love Zach.
Yeah.
I saw what you did on their episode. It was beautiful.
On one episode, I can't believe they brought me back for the second one.
Oh man, I just saw the one.
No, his sidekick, I forget his name. His sidekick had to leave because they're like, no, I don't know. And then it turned out to be his best friend. So the second episode, he's wrapped in a blanket. We had to stop shooting. We had to stop filming for about a half an hour.
I saw.
In one of them. But yeah, so yeah, there was
They
two.
were talking to a spirit the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm getting more and more ready. I mean, I had a recent meditation where I came out of it being and saying out loud, I'm not ready. And I don't know why I was saying that. I don't know what
that
happened.
happened to you recently.
I
That was crazy.
I nodded into, I don't know where, I felt
Another dimension?
I felt like I was on a roller coaster going so fast into somewhere, but I woke up and I verbally was like, I'm not ready. I'm like, why am I fucking saying this right now?
Yeah,
So,
well, because you were probably getting ready to go somewhere and then you weren't quite ready, and that's okay. And if you ever get that sleep paralysis thing again, and it's not a ghost that you do or don't want to have sex with,
we get
and
banged
when you
by a
think that
ghost.
you can't move, that's actually how you can get into astral travel. Energetically, even if you can't physically move, energetically roll out of it and you can astral travel.
Okay. All right.
Do you see a daughter in my future? I'm sorry.
If you want one, yeah.
I want one.
If you want one.
Yes. Yeah.
She says it every
Tell me
day.
everything.
I think
I want a
there's definitely a daughter in your future. Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, it's
4 kids, one has to be a girl.
right.
You have a girl.
Okay, this has been
Thank
my
you,
birthday.
Patty. This was
thank
fucking
you, Patty,
awesome.
Patty,
I learned
You're amazing.
so much, and yeah, we have to have you back for
Anytime.
some
And I hope
fun
you come on our
activities.
trip with us because it's going to be
Yes.
super fun.
I can't wait.
I'll bring snacks.
Okay.
Okay, we love you. Wait, tell us everywhere we can stalk you.
Yeah,
Oh,
everything.
PattiNegri.com is the easiest, PattiNegri.com, and you can get to all the regular social medias. But I have to tell you, I will never DM you and ask for money. I've got that now because people think there's fake Patti Negris.
I did see you post something
On
like that. It's not
Instagram,
me.
I'm Patti.Negri. I'm not verified
Someone's
for whatever
hacking you.
reason. They don't like to verify.
Neither
us
am I.
sometimes.
I think we're
But
cooler for that.
I can get you verified, girl.
Can
I'll put
you?
a good no, but I'll get a
Get
good
me
word.
verified.
But see, I think it's a psychic medium thing. The people
maybe.
who
Yeah,
get
they don't want to show that.
and they don't, and it's weird because the reason you're verified is not just you're famous. It's so people don't imitate you,
Right.
And somebody just got $130 off a 13-year-old girl. That killed
Christ.
me. Somebody said, I just gave
no.
you $630. I you didn't give me $600. You gave some guy in tidy whities in some foreign country $630.
Okay, so her
Start
only
paying attention,
Instagram-
people. She's not
So,
DMing us.
Her only Instagram is
Patty.Negri.
dot.
Patty.Negri. Yeah. And they're like 40,000, whatever. Not the one with, though some of the fakes get up into like 3,000-4,000. It's like, shut them down.
Yeah.
So, but but it's just like, but somebody could figure out, but they won't even figure out it's fake you. So they'll think no, that's not Brad Pitt writing you. No, that's not, I work with Zach Pitt. It's not. And no, he's not asking he doesn't need $10,000 for you to join the fan club. It's like, no.
period.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have
well,
to just
what?
thank and mention that this happened because of Meghan Trainor fan on Twitch in the chat saying you should have Patty on the podcast.
True, my fans
Meghan
love
Trainor
you.
fan, aka
Really?
Harmon.
And they know how bad I
Thank
want to
you
see
so
a
much.
ghost.
And now you could stop yelling at me in all caps. When is Patty on?
Stop
Here you
yelling.
go.
Patty's here.
Thank you, whoever you are. Thank you.
Yeah. They screen for you. Okay, well, thanks for watching 50 episodes
There
of
it
us.
is.
We love you.
We did
Thank
it.
you, Patty. We did it.
you.
Thanks, Mom, for listening to every single one. Working on it pod on all socials. Thank you to the team for making this happen.
Really appreciate you guys for listening, watching, doing whatever you do to experience this podcast.
Proud of you, brother.
Proud of you, sister.
Gross. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you.